Well, hello students. In this chapter, we're going to discuss why going global has become part of an integral component of organizations today and something that leaders need to be very cognizant of when it comes to global strategies. So the learning objectives in this particular chapter are to explain why going global has become an integral part of very small company strategies because they want to grow into a global entity. We're going to describe the 9 principal strategies small business can use to go global. We want to talk about how to build a successful export program. And in this particular chapter, we're going to talk a little bit about barriers to international trade and how those barriers impact the global economy. And finally, we're going to talk about trade agreements and how they will have the greatest influence on formal trade. So, in this particular chapter, we want to start off by asking ourselves the question, why go global? And some of the questions to be considered before going global. And when we talk about going global, we're talking about a few things here. Creating a website, whether we're promoting a business or a service, understanding why we're going global is going to be very important. We're going to be talking about trade intermediaries, joint ventures, foreign licensing, international franchising, counter trading and bartering, exporting, establishing international locations, and what are some of the barriers to international trade and guidelines for success in international markets. So we're going to spend Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday on global trade. Now, we might not get into all of these points that I just mapped out just because of time constraints, but certainly you can go in and read all about what we don't cover. But I just wanted to throw it all out there for you. Have a great week. The second part of the week, we're going to be moving right along and we're going to be talking about chapter 13. And what is chapter 13 going to be about? Chapter 13 is going to be talking about e-commerce. There's been so much talk about e-commerce and entrepreneurship. Well, this is what basically this course is umbrellaing the concept of entrepreneurship. We're going to talk a lot about the factors an entrepreneur like yourself should consider before launching into e-commerce. Another tool of leadership would be to talk about the 10 myths of e-commerce and how to avoid falling victim to them. Then we're going to talk about basic strategies that e-commerce should achieve in their efforts. And what are some of the, what we call the killer websites, the things that get everybody's attention? How do we use logistics to explain how companies track the results from their websites. And finally, how does e-business ensure the privacy and security of the information they collect and store from the web? Also, you have the opportunity to look at the chapter review in your book on pages 451 and 452. Here again, these chapters summarize the learning objectives. And like I said, in an 8-week course, all of these things I'm throwing out, we can't cover really. We don't have the time to. But we're going to spend 3 days on e-commerce and 3 days on global leadership. So have a wonderful week and stay on top of the DQs. It's going to be a busy week for you.